Guys, my son finally took a nap. It's 5:16. He's actually been down for like 45 minutes. So I don't know how long I have, but it's been a long day because of his refusal of a nap. And I know that's so interesting. And I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm cooking. The whole kitchen's kind of like a mess, but I've been making new things in the kitchen. Like for the past 3 days, I've made I've never made before type meals. And I've been proud of myself because they've been good. And I did get anxious during it, but you know, I worked through it and said, I can do this, and I did it, and it was awesome. And that's kind of not the point of my vlog right now. I don't know if you guys ever seen the TLC TV series called Obsessed. You can get it on instant on Netflix. That's what I've been watching. Actually, I just started watching. I watched a couple before. And you know, it's interesting to me because I can see, I mean, I know kind of the inside of what's going on. So I'm not like watching it like an outside type person. I'm burning. Anyways, I can't vlog and cook at the same time. I'm making spaghetti sauce. It's gonna be good. So I need to open another can. Anyways, I'm going to put you guys right here so I can open a can. I'll be right back for 1 second. Good. So I've watched the show before and I'm like, oh, you know, this is interesting. And I've kind of, you know, connected with a couple of things, but not like a full-on person. I'm like, oh, I can understand that part of their obsession, but they've had other problems I've never had or not as bad as they have. And so, you know, I just watch it on and off, and I started watching this one. It's just completely random, and it's like just this African American lady and her like 15-year-old son. And the African American lady, she is, I can't remember her name. I don't listen. I was just kind of cooking and watching it, but then my computer started dying, so I had to put it away. So I decided to make a vlog about it. So she has anxiety about, you know, dying and just getting sick and dying, and I'm not going to tell you her whole story, but it's affecting her life and her son's life, and it just kind of hit home. It was kind of like watching what could be in my future. Not like, you know, if I let my anxiety get a hold of me and, you know, I don't do anything about it, or don't continue to do anything about it, it will most likely be my future. She can't leave the house for fear of her falling over and cracking her head open and dying. And I'm like, when normal people would be like, oh, that's kind of silly. But I'm like, I understand that. I have a hard time walking around the house because I'm afraid I'm going to fall over and die. And, you know, it was eye-opening to me because I'm like, I don't want to be that lady. I don't want to be that lady who's just, like, she just feels horrible because she's missing her child's childhood because she's too afraid to leave the house. She hasn't been able to go to his basketball games and just be able to watch him be a happy young man. And he's always worried about his mom. You know, she's been taken to the in the ambulance to the hospital several times, and he's just always worried about her. And I'm like, you know, I guess it just hit home because I have a son. And, you know, she has so many things that I have, and I just made a vow to myself, even though I've made a vow to myself before, and, you know, doing these vlogs, that I'm going to get better, but now I'm like, I have this fiery determination that I'm not going to be that lady. I'm not going to make my son worry about me. Ah! Sauce! Oh, sorry for screaming, but the sauce has kind of started boiling and spraying everywhere. Shouldn't have left the kitchen. Shame on me. But I'm not gonna let my son be that child or that boy that's just always afraid of his mom getting sick or getting hurt, or her anxiety is passed on to her child. And I'm like, I don't want that for Royal. I don't want that to be our future. So it was just kind of eye-opening, and just kind of like, you know, that could be me in like 20, 30 years. Well, I guess 20 years. Pickles, get out of there. Because she was like in her 40s. So less than 20 years. That could be me, easily, if I just let my anxiety take over and not try to you know, become a healthy person. And that just kind of like put the fire in my pants. That was a weird way to say it. But it gave me the determination that I really needed, because lately I've just been kind of lazy about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm having an anxiety attack. I'm just going to let it do its own thing. I'm just too weak to do this. Because I've just been so stressed out with trying to keep the house clean. My son is now more mobile than usual. And he's going to become more mobile soon because he's going to start walking. So I've just been overwhelmed by that change. It's such a subtle change, but it's a huge thing too. So I've been overwhelmed by it, and so I've been kind of just tired all the time, because I'm just like, he's not sleeping at night, and then he's all over the place, and this is my living room, like, just, you know, and that just drives me crazy. And I'm just trying to like find the balance and stuff, and I'm like, anxiety kind of put to the side, like taking care of my anxiety, but my anxiety, of course, is like right here, this level of anxiety. And I have to remind myself, you know, this is just a feeling that my mind has made up. It's nothing, my body's not telling me that I'm dying. It's just something that my body's telling me. I'm overstressed. You need to calm down. If not, you're going to send yourself into a horrible anxiety attack, and, you know, I don't want that. And because when I have my anxiety attacks, I can't take care of my son. I can't focus on anything around me because I'm too focused on what's going on inside my head. So if you've seen the show Obsessed, you know, talk about it. I want to hear about it. If you've seen anything that, you know, reminded you of you or have helped you, because, you know, they go through therapy and they go through, what do they call it? I can't remember, but it's pretty much exposure. They just expose their fears, like they have to face them head on. And they just don't have any way around it. You have to do it. And then, you know, they see that there's no harm in it. They're not going to die because of it. And so they tend to get over it relatively quicker than just not dealing with it. So that's just my kind of rant today. I almost didn't make a vlog because I've just been so anxious. I've just been so overwhelmed lately. And I've just been like, I feel like a failure. But I have to remind myself, you know, I have a lot on my plate. I've been trying to juggle being a mom, being a housewife, being a cook, taking care of my anxiety, taking care of my son's needs, taking care of my husband's needs. You know, that's a lot for one person. And besides, I've been running on like less sleep than usual because my son is just wanted to be with me. He's going through a clingy stage. So I can't sleep with him in my arms or sitting up in a chair, so I try to rock him to bed. Anyways, it's a whole thing. But if you guys have seen the show, you know, I would like to talk to you about it. If you haven't and you have a Netflix account, look it up. If you don't have a Netflix account, you can go for a free trial of like a week. And if you go like, say, there's several YouTubers that have promotions through or are sponsored by Netflix. And so you can go like netflix.com/Toby Turner for Tobuscus or /SexyPhil or what was the other one? I haven't seen his vlogs forever. Kasim G has one. Those are the three people that I can think of. But, you know, support your YouTubers. But yeah, I just don't want to be that person in 20 years. I want to be done with this. I want to be healed so I can move on, so my son's not going to be worried about myself or about, you know, the anxiety passed on to her son. I don't want that for my kid. I really, really don't. Because that's why, like, when I had my son, I'm like, I have to get over this. It kind of gave me the push. I'm like, I just have to get over this because I can't live like this anymore, and I don't want my son to live like this, and I don't want my husband to go through with this. And I know it pushes so much pressure on everybody else around you, especially when they're involved with your anxiety, and they're like, just get over it, and you're like, I can't, and then you're both angry and upset. So, yeah, that's kind of my rant. I don't know if I made any sense, but, you know, I just needed to get this out, and it just gave me a perfect opportunity to do it while I'm cooking. See, look. I've already talked a whole 10 minutes, almost. There's my spaghetti sauce. I'm going to add some cream cheese, so it's going to be, like, creamy, and I made French bread. That's the first time I ever made French bread, and I made homemade croutons. And we're going to have some spicy pork, beef, ravioli and a house salad. Oh, it's going to be delicious. So I hope you guys are having a great night. My batteries are about to die, and I've been talking way too long. So have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Something very excited for tomorrow. You guys have to see. It's going to be awesome if the weather agrees. It's just going to be fun because we're going to go outside and look at things. So things will get better. They really will. And I hope you have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later.